when I went back to see exactly what you wrote, I was like, I've known Jazz, well, true, for a while, and I never knew she was that deep. Like you've been hiding this stuff, bro. Like you've been like keeping it inside. You feel me? I know you did little shows and stuff, but I'm like, I didn't know you was like, I didn't know you had that type of talent. You know, so congratulations, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna read something. I guess you posted this. A guy DM me on this. All right, so and you tell me what's up. All right, because no one talks about the fall during depression. Those were your words. Can you talk to the audience about that? Can you talk about that?
Yes, absolutely.
He said, "What do you know about this?" All right, talk to me.
Uh, so, these last like 4 or 5 months have been very difficult for me. I got out of a relationship, um, and it wasn't my choice. And I don't know, I think that like some of our culture, or at least in Hispanic culture, right, is like put things under the rug, pretend like you're okay, like nobody needs to know your business, like fake it till you make it. And when I posted that, like it wasn't a cry for help. It wasn't like look at me, you know. It wasn't for the likes or the comments. It was my intention was people go through shit. This stuff is real. Life happens. And if anyone out there is feeling that way, like you're not alone. And I think especially on social media, it's the highlight reel of everyone's life. And like very infrequently do I see anyone like being real about where they're at.
Okay.
And so depression is something I've struggled with for a very long time. I have a lot of past childhood trauma, but you know, it came from like in the moment, you know,
I'm
in
glad.
the low.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you like are real and authentic about this, man. People, you just opening up about it, and people need that because everybody thinks it's just me. Nobody's going through that stuff. It's only me. I'm not. I'm the special one. Only me. I'm going through this. But when somebody like you, who's an artist, beautiful woman, and you're like, hey man, look, I've been through that. I've been depressed the last month. Nobody knows that. They see you smiling. They see how you carry on throughout your day, and they don't understand what you're going through. You know, so hopefully you have some friends that check on you and say, hey man, look, are you all right? Are you good? All right, look, I said that to say this. I'm gonna say a name, and you tell me, and don't just give me no little short answer. I want you to go in depth what this person means to you. I'm gonna say this name, all right? Angie Speller.
I love Angie. Angie, she's my therapist. Um, I've been seeing her for, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 years. And I've seen a lot of therapists.
Okay.
And all of them been very like cookie cutter. Here's some medication, you know, like not, it's hard to explain, but with Angie, like she's the most real person and therapist that I've ever worked with. Like she challenges me and she asks me questions because a lot of the things that I'm struggling with, I already have the answers. They just need to be unlocked.
Wow.
And so and I can attribute my sobriety to her as well. You know, for a good 9 months, I was seeing her after a breakup. In case you haven't noticed by now, I struggle with relationships and breakups. And usually,
We all do. We all, come on, man.
Usually pushes me to a point where I ask for help. But during that time when I was seeing her for a good solid 9 months, she was like, just planting the seed. Like, have you ever considered this? She never outright told me, you're an alcoholic, you're an addict, you have a problem. She would just kind of gently like give me resources and nudge me in the right direction. And, you know, when I finally hit my bottom, like, I knew exactly who to go to. And I ended up meeting a group of people at this, you know, group therapy, and those people happened to be in the program, and then next thing you know, I'm working it, and I've been sober since. So
Wow.
she's had a huge impact on my life.
Well, hey man, let's give it up for Miss Angie Speller.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Check this out. I see a lot of people when they come here, they probably come with 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Some people come alone. Some people come with a big entourage or whatever. I see you come with a couple people, man. Actually, I recognize this one back here. Don't really know her well, but I've seen her perform. So you keep yourself around some other artists.
I do.
That's dope, man. You know how most rappers, you got the main rapper, and then you got 5 or 6 rappers trying to come underneath them. They always surrounding themselves with other musicians. But I see you opened up for her, right? At her thing. That's so dope that she supports you. Most people who are already out there got the big head. They think they don't let the little guys get the shine. You feel me? And that's a good friend, man. What's her name?
That's Z.
Z, man. That's a good.
That's the babe.
That's dope. That's a good friend, man. And she's talented too. Trust me, I watched it. I do my research. I don't play games. And I don't only do my research on you. I try to see who you surround yourself with. So my next question is, what's your circle like? Is it just these guys? What type of circle do you surround yourself, especially being that you say sometimes you get, you know, to the depression stage, you know, the relationship thing is rocky. How do you keep the good relationship with your friends and these people?
I mean, that part is pretty simple, you know, when you work a program, you have a fellowship. And
Okay.
they know what you're going through, because they've been there, you know. And so, I mean, my circle today is mostly comprised of people in the fellowship, and so I won't name names, because,
Okay,
you know,
no,
anonymity and
gotcha.
all that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I don't still keep in contact with people who, you know, living their best life, you know, not working a program. You know, not everybody has a problem, you know.
Yeah.
And but I like to surround myself with people who are working towards something, whether it be, you know, professionally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like I need people who challenge me, you know, and who are going in the same direction as me. Because one thing I found like the last 2 years was that I had a lot of friends, but we didn't really have anything in common, you know, other than, you know, the scene, you know, drink or a drug. So I have real relationships today that I'm so grateful for. I try not to get emotional.
That's so. Hey man, it is what. Listen. Your story is an emotional story. You know. Like I try to be tough and shit. You feel me? Leo Kelly tough. But when I see some of your stuff, just because I know you and I saw you, I'm kind of upset because it's almost like you put on this big ass wall with me, and I saw you every day. And then I go to your YouTube and see how fucking interesting you are and how talented you are. I'm like, this girl hid this shit from me all this time, and I'm not angry at you, but I'm like, damn, she really blocked you. That's a talent in itself, to be able to put on that face and then go to a nightclub and be a different person. You feel me? Like,
I was a professional liar.
you are ashamed. Hey, look, I ain't gonna say you lied to me, but you damn sure lied to me without lying to me. You feel me? But nah, man, I'm so proud of you, man. It's just, it just does something to my heart. So if you get emotional, who cares? Check this out. I know a lot of artists come to the couch and they say, not having the support of friends, family, close people that are close to them, industry people, producers, all that stuff, it makes them go into that dark place. You know what I'm saying? It makes them feel like they're not good enough, or they don't sound good enough. Like, did you have to deal with any of that type of stuff? Is that what took you down? Like not having that support from family and friends, that type of stuff?
I mean, in the beginning, like I always attended a performing arts school, so I was, you know, acting, singing, dancing, doing spoken word in middle high school, most of my family members. I was kind of the black sheep of the family, and my mom was there for the whole ride, always.
Nice.
It wasn't until recently that I started to get some of the support from my family. But again, just like the support system I have now, I mean, when we roll in deep for my gigs,
That's
you
what's
know?
up. Yeah, that's
We
dope.
do, and it's just unconditional love, just being around these people. And so today I feel completely supported. I mean, I don't expect, every single person that I've ever met, like however many followers I have on Facebook to like share my post or whatever, but the people that are like my ride or dies that show up every single time, or at least tell me when they can't and like are openly supportive and where can I find your music and all that. Like I know a lot of people don't have that, and so I'm grateful that that's in my life today.
Man, that's what's up. All right, let me ask you this question, and it's kind of piggybacking off that last question. Why do you feel you haven't broken to the industry? And don't answer that yet, because I've seen people online and stuff, and just your talent and your drive, I just feel you should be further than you are. Do you think because you don't have the support of the people with the means, or you haven't met the right person yet? Why do you think you haven't broken to the industry like wholeheartedly yet?
I mean, I think there's a lot of variables. Like in today's world, everything's about TikTok and Reels and social media, and I was a little resistant to that for a while. Like so it's like you gotta match the algorithms and like make sure you're getting in front of people and be consistent. And so that's something that I've been working on, is trying to be more consistent with like how many reels I post a week. So I think it's partially that. I also believe that you gotta be in the right place at the right time and know the right people. That doesn't mean that like you get a handout, but that someone who has connections, right, can bring you to the next level. And then I think also, when you rebrand, whenever you go off, like for a while,
Starting over.
you lose your momentum.
Yeah.
So, part of the wreckage of my past is that I took that long of a leave from my music and lost the momentum that I had. And now I'm just trying to rebuild that, and stay consistent.
I'm gonna tell you the reason I thought you stopped music. What you said, you gave me the answer, but I'm gonna tell you why I thought. I thought maybe like being a woman in this industry, that some of the jerks, women or men, approached you with a certain circumstance or situation, and you was like, nah, I'm not with that shit. I'd rather drop this shit than to go that way with you guys. That's how I thought, because I was like, this girl loves music. Like, she wouldn't just stop.
Right.
And I was in a situation like that, and I walked away because of a situation like that. This is your story, but I'm just telling you. So that was on my mind. So I never thought you went through what you went through, all that. That was never on my mind because of me seeing you all the time, and you're always cheery and happy. You feel me? But that's what I thought. So anybody in the industry ever come at you sideways to make you think negative of the music industry? Be real. She looking at her homegirl. She looking at her homegirl. See, she gonna be real. Be real with me. Come on, man. You ain't gotta say names.
I don't know that I would say that they came at me sideways. I think that some of the people that I've come into, play with are amazing. Like what works for them. I don't knock them for that. It's just not my vision. If we don't share the same vision, then like it's kind of like we're working against each other. So that has happened. And then also, I've worked with some unprofessional people, who aren't on time, who don't do rehearsals or mic checks or so I'm a little more careful with who I choose to work with.
For sure.
But that doesn't mean I don't still collaborate today and try to network and meet new people.
Okay. All right. What encouragement can you give to that young singer songwriter out there who's thinking about quitting for 6 years because somebody don't believe in them, or somebody think they're not good enough, or somebody told them you're not it? What advice? Like, look, man, you left for 4 years and 6 years, and you came back stronger, better than ever. What info can you give to that person, man, that's just down and out and thinking about quitting?
I would say you need to